You're welcome back. That was such a massive performance there. I mean, I love this guy so much. Famia is like the hottest thing in town right now. But I have two interesting people who either agree or disagree with me, but I don't mind. They will join me to have a very interesting conversation. We are talking about the Grammys today, because it looks like our Nigerians keep getting one or having one over us every time the Grammys happen. This time around, the African performance, which is supposed to be African performance, it looks like it is Nigerian performance at the Grammys. What are they doing right? What are we doing wrong that is not making us end the nominations that we've always been looking forward to? And today, I have Cyril Alex Goka. I know most of you do not do that one, but yeah, if you know Cyril, the rapper, yeah, he's the one I have here with me. He is actually a Grammy Academy member. So today we'll ask him, why is he not influencing the process for us to actually back some nominations at the Grammys? He is also a marketing consultant, and he is actually a musician. Yes, he's a rapper. He'll give you some beautiful lines. You get to enjoy it. Do you want him to actually give us a short performance before we end? He will do that. And then also, I have Beatrix. Yeah, not Beatrice. It's Beatrix. Or being Saki, who is a creative consultant with Madwoman, right?
Yes.
Oh my God. I just don't understand why a fine lady like you decides to call your agency a mad.
Because we're very creative.
Yeah.
So
are creative people mad people?
No. So the idea of it comes from Mad Men, which was like an advertising series back in the day. And the women were at the forefront. So I needed to make sure women stand tall this time.
Wow, I've never been able to wrap my. Have you been able to wrap your head around it?
Oh yes, I've picked that hair many times with it, so she's explained and justified. So, and there's a little sprinkle of madness in the creative process, so it's good.
Anyways,
Tiny.
You can join the conversation on all social media platforms with the hashtag the chat, or you can actually drop me a WhatsApp message on WhatsApp number 0247. 020-447-033. I'll be so glad to receive a message from you. Cyril, how are you doing? It's been a while.
I'm chill, Charlie. Grateful for life. Just doing my thing.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good. But today, you are on the Grammy Academy, Recording Academy board or a member. Explain to anyone who is watching us for the first time, who might have heard the name Grammys for the first time, what is this big animal called Grammys? Because it looks like it's that biggest thing that everybody is looking forward to. So what is this whole thing about Grammys?
So I'd say the Grammys is a collective that celebrates the highest form of music artistry. Or literary artistry, because there's poetry, there's spoken word, there's instrumentalization, there's a whole host of sub categories within the Grammys. Now the Grammys is not built on popularity, on impact, on sales, on reach, on none of that. It's purely a peer review platform where other creators, other seasoned individuals within the various fields look at the work that's been submitted and give it the awards based on the merit of the authenticity of the artistry. So you don't have to be the biggest anything. You don't have to have sold the whatever amount of whatever copies. You don't have to have been on tour, left, right, center to do anything. It's about the authenticity, the quality and the impact of that work. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is actually interesting.
Yeah. Fun fact is there are thousands of Grammy winners that we don't know their names. Yeah. Who is a master drummer somewhere who played a drum sequence for 15 seconds. But that drum sequence maybe became a loop that was used in 50 other successful songs. And that person receives a Grammy for that. Or there's a pianist who, wrote a certain concerto, and that is what got him that. There's a spoken word person who did something, or maybe child marriage, and gets a Grammy. So it's not a popularity, it's not your BET or your MTVs or your whatever. It's not about, I'm a big artist, so I deserve to have a Grammy. It's about the authenticity and artistry, these two things.
Now, Beatrix, anytime the Grammy nominations come out, when you don't see a Ghanaian in there, as a Ghanaian, as somebody who is also in the creative space, who is actually advocating for creatives to have, a seat at the table when it comes to it. How does that make you feel as a creative? Does it make you feel like, we are not doing something right?
If I'm going to be honest, I sometimes say we're nearly there. We're not too far away, but at the same time are we ready for what it is that we're thinking we're supposed to be on the platform for, you know? And that's the honest truth. We need to tell ourselves the truth. Like, are we ready for what it is that we're looking to achieve? Are we ready for the standards that everyone else is being celebrated for? So I guess I probably just say we're nearly there rather than saying, oh, there's no Ghanaian here or anything like that. I think of it more as we're nearly there rather than, you know, there's no Ghanaian there.
But if you say we are nearly there, the Grammy has been around for how long? Like
20 years.
Over 60 years, right? What does we are nearly there mean? Does it mean that after 40 years, then you feel like, oh,
No.
okay,
Now we're closer.
now we are closer.
Yeah.
Because you see, last year, I feel like if there's been any time where we've made the most noise about the Grammys, it was last year. Yeah. When we had MOG drop his For Consideration, Stonebwoy dropped his Fifth Dimension album. Everybody was just like, yo, this is actually going to be the time. And also, what even made it worse was when Grammy added the whole African performance category to the whole Grammy, organization. It made it look, oh, this is like the time for us. Yeah. So when you say we've been always nearly there.
Okay, so what's interesting is I think Rocky Dawuni, he's always been represented, which we don't talk a lot about. But, you know, but even he's Ghanaian, but he's there, you know, but we don't speak about it as much. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think of it as the Ghanaians are not there. There's someone actually representing us, but we're just not focusing on that person. And I think in saying we're nearly there, like I said, there's so many things that we have to work on to get to a certain point. So if the work hasn't been done, we can't assume that, you know, is our rightful place to take, you know. And currently, product is outweighing talent. So you can have the craziest talent in the world right now, but if your product is not selling, people are not going to buy it.
All right, so we keep hammering on this, and I love the fact that you mentioned it, and it's something that pretty much every panelist says. We are not doing the right things to be able to get us to get to the Grammys. We are not doing the right things to be able to get us to get to the Grammys. What are these right things that we are not doing, that it looks like our friends on the other side are doing? And if any of you, I mean, you can help us with it. Let's look at the things that we are not doing right to start with.
So to even start with, I love the fact that, you know, Soro is actually there, because we need people representing us, because representation obviously starts with the influence. Yeah. Exactly. So with someone like him being there, of course he's going to pass on all the things that we need to know. You know, it's very simple things like even our identity. How many times do you hear us talk about high life? As often. It's always Afrobeats.
Yeah.
But we have our
which isn't
own,
ours.
which isn't ours.
It's
you know,
ours.
it's borrowed from different stuff.
Yeah.
But we don't speak about high life, and high life should have been at the top by now, you know. But these little things is like we're not even accepting our own identity to start with. Yeah. Now, if you're not accepting your identity, who's going to know you? Do you see what I mean? And with someone else, like with people representing us on these platforms, they are going to be the ones that's going to pretty much nurture everything that we need to know regarding the things that we're supposed to be doing to get to the standards that we're hoping to achieve. So identity, education, most importantly, like we need to understand what it is that we're getting ourselves into. The music business, marketing, we need to fully grasp what it is. It's not just standing there, just doing a couple of things and then that's it. I put myself out there. Like there's so much more that you need to be doing. So I feel like we were usually chilled and saying that, you know, we'll do it. But then everything takes time and you have to build up to that expectation as well. So there's so much I could speak on, but my things I'll focus on is education and identity. I feel like we need it.
Now, to somebody who is an Academy member and you've really seen it inside out. Yeah. What are the things that we are not doing right? If you can give us some
Beatrix touched on something that I also feel very passionately about, which is identity. If you look at the Ghanaian music landscape, every time we've created an authentic music identity, we have bickered and argued about the irrelevant things. Yes,
Exactly.
to the point that we suffocated. The last time we had a significant, successful music genre was high life.
Yeah.
After high life, we had hip life.
Yeah.
Instead of institutionalizing hip life to become a genre that is exclusive to Ghana, we bickered and fought about who did what till
owns it,
it was
who started it.
till it was unattractive. So the generation that came to awareness during hip life said, let's do rap. Let's leave these people fighting about this hip life and let's do rap. And when that started, instead of appreciating the fact that there was global talent in Ghana, we started asking rappers, why are you from America?
Yeah.
And rappers gave up on that and started doing commercial music. And in that fight to do commercial music, we went to the coast and we found Shona music and birthed Azonto.
Man.
And when Azonto came to life, instead of again institutionalizing it and making something that's exclusively Ghanaians, the same narrative of bickering,
Who owns it?
and all that, who produced the first beat, it's irrelevant. I love pop music. Beyonce is the biggest pop star in the world, but I don't know who owns pop.
produced it?
I don't know the genesis of pop music, and I don't care, frankly.
Yeah.
And it's irrelevant. You get what I'm saying? And we killed all those. So we are always grasping at straws of what is globally relevant without investing in what is exclusively Ghanaian. That's the problem. We've been fighting that. So if you look at Amapiano and Afrobeat, it's the same thing we're doing. We're sitting in Ghana, creating nothing. We heard our brothers succeeding massively with something, and then all of a sudden, Fela was in Ghana 30, 100 years ago, and we taught him the drum and this and blah 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 and some narrative. When we were doing Azonto, we didn't know Fela came to Ghana. When we were doing hip life, you get what I'm saying? Like, and I need to fire my people because I personally have gotten very tired
Of the same narrative, over
especially
and over
being
again.
somebody who has been in the studio, who has been on stage, and now in this position. I have seen the full ballpark, and I can point out where my brothers and my sisters are missing the ball, right? We lack the authenticity. That is the first thing. And music genres are akin to culture or tradition. The genre represents something. And we don't have a highly successful Ghanaian music genre. Afrobeats is now a global music genre. That's why Chris Brown can do Afrobeats and nobody bats an eye. That's why Justin Bieber can be on an Afrobeat song and nobody has a problem. Because it is no longer an exclusive. Afrobeats is now similar to what dancehall is. We know where it came from, but it now belongs to the world. So white people can do reggae, Chinese people can do reggae, and it's not a problem.
But we know it's from Jamaica.
But we know it's from Jamaica because they've honed in and institutionalized that genre and owned it. So wherever the reggae success comes from, it will trickle all the way down to Jamaica. What trickles down to Ghana? Nothing. I made a point the other day that our biggest music stars, arguably, are dancehall and reggae guys. If you take out Shatta, if you take out Stone, who else have you got? Sarkodie is doing rap. Sarkodie is rapping. Rapping is not a Ghanaian genre. King Promise is the closest thing to an African, a Ghanaian Afrobeat star, but that's also Afrobeat. It's not a Ghanaian.
It's not Ghanaian, okay.
You understand?
So what happened to like the people of old? So, say the Ebo Taylors, the ETs. Because these people we pushed
failed,
it.
Yes, they pushed it, and we failed to take the resources they developed and build on that. Kendrick Lamar just dropped an album a couple of minutes ago, an hour ago. Right? But if you know the history of hip hop or rap, they built on soul, they built on jazz. Right? They built on blues. They took a little bit of aggression from dancehall. Somebody took the baton and turned it into something even bigger. So if you're listening to a rap song and there's a saxophone or there's a jazz key or something, you can see the grandfather of the music in there. What do we have? Our drums are not Ghanaian drums. Those lock drums that we play in our beats is not Ghanaian lock drums.
It's from South Africa.
It's from some place. Our music identity is a thin veil. And we are pretending that we are relevant on the global scale when we have not built relevance at home. And that's only happening because we have failed to focus on the art. And we've been so consumed by commercialization. So this your song, it no go hit. But the same person telling you this your song no go hit is expecting a Grammy. When the Grammy is not about hits. So which one do we want?
Do we want hits or we want Grammys?
Because there are artists across the world who don't submit for the Grammys. because they know
that their songs are not going to make it.
I fill stadiums, I say 5 words, the DJ does something, people come and jam and distress, and we go home, I get my ticket money. I'm not a Grammy artist. There are people who have come to that realization. There's also somebody somewhere trying to make a new instrument with some bamboo, so that when that film plays, you'll get his Grammy.
No, so what is this?
Sober?
Is that?
Are you sober?
Yeah.
Rocky Dauni. Rocky Dauni is big, right?
Big.
Rocky is my big brother. I was with Rocky a couple of weeks ago. Rocky is huge in Ghana. But let's be frank, Rocky is not the biggest Ghanaian artist in Ghana.
That's true.
You won't go to a party and they are jamming
Rocky song.
You won't go and there's a music conversation and they bring up Rocky.
Let me
But
tell
the
you
moment
this.
it's Grammy season, oh, we have Rocky.
Yeah. But let me tell you this. Even I can bet my bottom dollar if you ask random 10 Ghanaians in the streets,
Rocky.
the only song they know about Rocky from Rocky Dauni is in Ghana. That's the
And
only
that's
song
even
they
because
know.
of the phrase in Ghana.
Ghana, yeah. That's the only song
You
they
see?
know.
And that's the problem. So we want the glory of Rocky was at the Grammys, yeah, but we don't want to invest in people who have invested like Rocky. So you go to music conversations and they're like, hey, Ghana, if we go win them, unless people like Walasi, unless people like, you know that Walasi can win it for you.
Yeah.
But you are telling Walasi that his music is not commercial.
Yeah, it's not commercial. His music is not a hit.
It's-
His music is not everywhere.
That's true.
Look, it's a simple issue of us not being honest and figuring out what we really want.
Yeah.
And it's part of the problem is also the society we find ourselves in. A lot of people want music as an outlet. And you cannot focus on artistry if that's the market you find yourself in. If people just want to enjoy music and jam and dance and do all that, that's a totally different market. If you are an artist and you are focused on the authenticity of your process and the output, then you are selling sand at the beach. You understand? Ghana is not the place for you. You understand? Because nobody's going to buy it. You're in the wrong place. That's why when our music travels outside of the shores of Ghana, people blow up just like that.
Yeah.
Right? You hear Kim Promise, you tell he was in Singapore, and people who didn't look like us or sound like us were singing
passionately.
Kiddy, I sat
Doing
with
the dance,
Kiddy
everything.
told us in India, Tokyo, Japan, blah, blah, blah. People were singing, Australia. People were singing like their lives depended on it. Because outside, the social constructs don't exist. So they are able to appreciate it for what it is without any judgment. But here, we are judging each other before the artist even opens his mouth. We are critical even before we appreciate the sound.
Yeah.
And 90% of the feedback is either going to be negative or controversial. So the artist has to claw his way through all these things to relevance. We've been in this country for, let's say in the last 20 years. I can argue that we've probably had the same 4 big artists.
Yeah.
Which is a catastrophe.
Is it 4 S's?
Yeah. And we've named them and we're happy.
The 4 S's. I think from the 4 S's, we moved on to the 4 Ks.
Bro, there's so much music. I run a studio, and 90% of my friends run studios. There is no shortage of music talent in this country, but we have closed the gate, right? And the few people who have entered before the gate closed, we are trying to milk them dry. But what they could have given us, they have given us.
They've given us everything.
The future of Ghana music is unheard. And until we turn up the volume on the people we've left outside of those gates, this conversation, you will call me back next year for the same convo, bro.
But you see, Cyril and Bitches, what is this obsession with Grammys?
Ego.
That
A lot of artists realize there's no money in Grammy and lose them. They realize that it's not about your sales or whatever, and they lose them. I mean, the CEO was here.
Yeah.
I sat with him. There was a video even trending of him explaining what it was all about. I asked the question. You understand? And he said it in a room full of stakeholders and everything. He said it's not about your sales. It's not about your this, it's not about your that, blah, blah. And the whole mood, just everybody in the room just kind of went, oh. Then when he said that, right, and I'm saying this to the people who were in the room, when he said that, there was an Obia Nyo Obia feeling. Because before he said that, everybody were feeling like, let me get this answer. But when he said, you know what, your 10 million streams is equal to her 2 streams. Everybody's energy kind of went, oh.
Like, I have to even agree with him about something regarding what he said about the people that are actually making the music here is reggae and dancehall. Just a couple of days ago, I was watching something and then I heard the song. And I think I was in the bathroom and I was like, wow, this is a really great song. So I came out to see who it was. And I missed the artist's name, but I know he's with Lynx, right? And when I heard him, the first thing I said was,
DSL.
I don't, yeah.
DSL.
And I think when I heard it, I was like, this could be Busy Signal. This could be, I started mentioning all the names that could sound like. And then I said to myself, we have this here. Why are we not pushing how great this is? But then it's a case of, again, that's not the genre that might probably take us to where we want to go. And even to add to what he said, it's not a case of people feeling like they want to get to the Grammys. It's an ego thing. In their minds, it's like, okay, this is what I'm going to achieve, or this is the highest standard of what it is that I'm doing. So if I have a Grammy, everyone respects me.
Yeah.
But I feel like even if you notice or you pay attention to other artists, a lot of people don't even care about the Grammys. There's a Nigerian artist, Bloody Civilian, really great. She's got a Grammy for, I think, just producing. But the funniest thing is about even her music for me. So when I found out she's a producer as well, I was like, wow, I would have never have thought she's a producer. But that's not what she even puts in front, because she knows that this is something I'm really great at, but I'm not trying to push it as much as my music. So the idea that you're supposed to, in getting a Grammy, makes everything better, it makes you the best artist, is not true.
And I mean, Guilty Beats, I think Guilty Beats was also...
Guilty Beats is on. I mean, with Thames, he even won it before with Beyonce, all of that.
Why is Guilty Beats, who is Ghanaian from Ghana, why are Ghanaians not going to Guilty and saying, Guilty, how did you do it? Produce my next album towards a world perspective, where my music will be appreciated for it. As when they call Guilty Beat, they want hit. My brother.
Anyways, but let's check out what the Grammy CEO actually said. I mean, CEO made reference to it. Let's hear him.
In order to win a Grammy, first you have to understand the only way to win is to have the membership of the Academy vote for you. In order to be a member of the Academy, you have to be a professional working in music in the United States. For now, the United States. Hopefully we grow that. Right now, if you're a working professional in the United States, you can become a member of the Recording Academy. Once you're a member of the Recording Academy, all the music gets submitted, the members listen to it, and they evaluate it on the quality of the art. Not the sales, not the streams, not how many fans, not how many followers, but purely on the opinion. And it's very hard, as you all know, because it's subjective. There's no best song or best record. It's just the opinion of the membership in that particular year. That's how you win a Grammy. That's it. The voters vote. There's no committees. There's no journalists. There's no labels. It's music professionals voting for their peers. Period.
Yes, so that's it. I mean, the CEO actually, Cyril, the one who instigated it, is sitting right here with us in the studio. But I mean, I'm very intrigued hearing some of these things, I mean, coming from you, because I mean, for me, it was more like, oh, I mean, it adds on to our music industry. But now to hear that it's mostly about like individual ambition, individual purpose, then it's just like...
It's an artistic validation.
Yeah.
It means you are a music artist.
Yeah.
It means you are not a music performer. It means you are not just a recording. You are an artist. You are a Picasso of sound. Wow. Whether it is your voice, whether it's your instrumental talent, whether it's your research to finding a new way to mix and master or reverb something, whatever it is that has to do with sound, you are an artist of that. That's all the Grammys is. Wow. And it doesn't pay you. They don't say here's the price, here's $10,000, but it opens up doors. It gives you that respect. If you are in the sales business, a record label is more eager to mess with you than to mess with somebody else because they know you are about your thing. I mean, Guilty Beats bagged 4 nominations.
Yeah.
He's one of the best producers in the world.
Sure.
Because for a producer to be nominated at the Grammys, it means other seasoned producers have listened to his work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So in the league of extraordinary producers, he's recognized. You understand? That is all it is. So if you are a singer, and you're a Grammy nominated or Grammy award winning singer, you stand tall artistically amongst your peers. Somebody can outsell you because that could be marketing. Right? Gangnam Style. After Gangnam Style, have we heard another song from, what's the guy's name? Sai? I think his name was Sai or something.
Yeah.
Gangnam Style. After Gangnam Style, we didn't even understand what we were saying.
Yeah.
After Windeck, did we hear from the guy?
Oh yeah, Windeck. Windeck.
We didn't even know what he was saying, but it was marketed and fueled to to be a success. That does not make him a music artist. It makes him a performer, makes him a music creator, it makes him 10 other amazing things, but not an artist. That's why there's artist and artist.
All right, but how relevant or how crucial is collaborations when it comes to the Grammys? Because, you know, recently we saw videos of somebody, one of our acts, trying to, you know, build connections. They were like, we're starting to build, or the no Crawford. But how crucial and how critical is collaborations for you to be able to hit the Grammy stage?
So I was having this conversation with a record label, ID Records, and we were all talking about how we can get to like the Grammys. It was just like a funny conversation we're having, and someone made an interesting statement about collaboration not being something that we're great at in Ghana, and that's another reason why we're not able to go as far. So then the person used, I think, Black Sheriff and Burna Boy's song, right? And the statement was, that's the reason why he got to where he is. And I said, that can't be, because if you're using collaboration only, you're going to be looking for like the highest artist or the best artist to have a song with, and then the next thing you know, in your mind, you're thinking, okay, I'm going to be up there now. But even with him doing that, it didn't necessarily mean he was up there as like the best artist or anything like that. It took him a while, because obviously he had other songs he wanted to push out and all of that. But my point I'm coming to is, the thing with collaboration with music is, it's synergy. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And to someone else, it might be, oh, I like this person, I would love to have this person on this song, but have you guys sat down to even vibe together? Have you sat down to just have a conversation with each other? Like, it takes so much more than just the word collaboration. And I think that's another thing that we need to really focus on. Like, if your synergy is not right, just let it go. You can try something else with other people. Just look for the people that you connect with. And those are I feel like those are the songs or the music that would get us further, because it's not everyone that you should collaborate with. And it doesn't necessarily mean because this person is like hitting and number one, I should be on a song or I should collaborate with him. So for me, I feel like collaboration starts with the synergy, and then it takes you further to that point. Without that synergy, what's the point?
All right. Cyril, anything you want to talk to?
With collaboration, we are very opportunistic with our collaborations in Ghana, right? I've resolved not to hold back political correctness and be politically correct any further with these issues, because it's part of fueling the problem. We are very, very opportunistic when it comes to collaboration. You have a hit now, so whether it works or not, I'm going to leech on you for your visibility.
Yeah.
Whether it brings you down, whether it doesn't work for me. So you realize the moment we have a rising star, he's featured the whole Ghana in 6 months. He's lost all his essence. Look at it.
Exactly.
Somebody start blown now. The next 12 months.
Today, it looks like he came into the ring with like...
He featured the whole Ghana already.
Yeah.
By the first year of his career, he has songs with every other major artist for just the visibility and the commercial viability of it. No essence, no strategy. But the way they blow there, if I try get Sako.
Yeah.
The way they blow there, if I try get Stone. That's the language. And this stems down to one, not having the right teams. Two, not looking at the music you are doing as a business and actually drawing a 3-year plan, a 5-year plan, and strategizing towards it. Everything is freestyle. And the example you were giving was Stonebwoy.
Yeah.
And I'll say it because that's my brother. And there's nothing wrong with what Stonebwoy did. When Davido was cozying up to Chris Brown, we hailed him.
Yeah.
You see the video in Chris Brown, Charlie Massive.
Yeah, nice.
When Burna Boy and Diddy linked up, Ghanaians were trending it.
Even this Star and Rihanna. We were so excited.
In Ghana,
we
were making noise about it. Then Stonebwoy hollers at, was it Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift, yeah.
Hollers at Taylor Swift, arguably the biggest, one of the biggest pop stars.
Yeah.
And then we hate. These are some of the things we need to put aside, and when we are asking ourselves what is wrong, we have the answers.
We have the answers right before us.
We is what is wrong. Because if Burna Boy, Davido, Aya Star, it's none of your business. Wizkid is none of your business. And you hail every single strategic move they try to make. Whether it's embarrassing, whether it's cringeworthy, whether it's whatever, you hail it and find a narrative that sells them. And somebody who is from your country, who has risen from the ashes of a shaman and has become a global sensation, is in a position where he's 2 feet from Taylor Swift. And he says hi. and you sitting behind your 5 megabyte data think that it is a problem and he is the embarrassment, then the narrative is wrong.
Yeah,
you
we have
get
a
what I'm
problem.
saying? We have a problem.
It's ours.
Because any other nationality would have been proud to see that fighting spirit in Stonebwoy. That same fighting spirit that led him out of where he was to become who he is. That he's still at the height he is, but he hasn't given up. He wasn't standing back thinking, I'm Ghana's Stonebwoy, so let Taylor pass.
Yeah.
He was like, nah, I'm not going to get this opportunity every day, so let me let her know who I be.
You see, and that is what I always find a problem with. See, you see, when I am talking about this, a lot of examples are popping in my head. Sarkodie and Esud, he has got to pay Esud money.
I'm saying, Esud the artist.
Shatawale and Beyonce, it never happened. Beyonce never came to Ghana.
You don't see him before.
You don't see him before.
We sell those narratives.
But we are the same people who are calling.
If Davido did a song with Beyonce, or Burna Boy or Whiskey did a song with Beyonce, Ghanaians, we would claw the raw air.
And it was a really big deal. Shatawale and Beyonce was a huge deal.
Massive.
It was massive.
Massive.
But
It
did
was
we push
so
it enough?
huge. Nope.
First thing we did was criticize it, bro. People wanted to poke holes in it. Oh, I hear say just record send them. I know me time before send. The video said there be CGI. I know they there.
No, but it is
Yeah,
it's a global practice. Cyril, you are in the studio. It's a global practice.
Bro, there have been hit songs where the artists have never met
before.
They meet on stage on tour, and that's cool. And when we tell those stories, we say it in a positive light. Hey, you know, say they never meet before. Charlie, now they meet. Oh wow! But your own land there, you are using it as a negative. Whether Shatawale met Beyonce or didn't meet Beyonce,
they have already.
The Lion King is arguably the biggest grossing animated story.
Yeah.
Apart from, I think maybe Toy Story or something has overtaken it recently or something. But Mufasa, Simba, Nala, those are icons.
Yeah.
And you've got Shatawale being a part of Hollywood's story with Beyonce. And your reflex is to speak negative. And you're wondering why we don't go anywhere.
We are the problem. We are the problem.
If we don't speak up and tell it like it is, and we come on TV and radio and we don't want to step on toes,
and we pump it,
then we are enabling the problem.
And I think it's time that we stop pampering it. Like, we need to say it as it is.
Absolutely. Listen, let me give you another example. Stonebwoy.
I'll find out before we go.
Yeah.
Good.
Stonebwoy met Spice.
Yeah.
In transit and said, "Hey, hi, blah 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 blah." He met her again. Oh, hey, me. Oh, yeah, I remember you. Blah blah blah. Last week he was in my studio with Spice. And they have a song together, and they are working together. Imagine if we saw that the first time. Thank you. Imagine if he met her the first time and he didn't say hi.
I was so proud when I saw that. I was happy because I was like, you know what? There's someone that's making efforts.
Let's get off our high horse.
Collaboration.
Our egos don't match our success rate, my brother.
It's
the
tiring.
ego day here, our success rate day here. We for change them.
And we sign off on that note. Our egos don't match our success rate. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been a very inspiring, educative, and also very eye-opening for me, actually, as someone who is also in the industry, in the space. I mean, contributing to conversations in the space, and there's so much we need to learn. And let us stop bringing each other down. The pull him down spirits, let's stop it.